Good morning, dear children. Today in this video we are going to solve the numericals based on the chapter motion. We have different types of numericals in this, like for example based on distance and displacement. Then we have the circular motion. Also we have three equations of motion, right? So we are going to solve few from these topics, right? So first one which I have selected is your NCERT problem is that it is from your NCERT problem textbook, and I have taken you know that the three equations of motion you all have studied, that v is equal to u plus at, s is equal to ut plus half at square, and v square minus u square is equal to 2as. You all are very well aware of these equations, right? Now you also know that what does these they stand for actually, where v stands for final velocity, u for initial, s is the distance traveled, t is the time, right, a is the acceleration. So children, I have selected one problem. So let us try to solve it, and how do we solve it? Let us see. Right, a ball is gently dropped from a height. From a particular height, I am dropping a ball. Correct. Now, if the velocity increases uniformly at the rate of 10 meter per second square, with what velocity will it strike the ground, and after what time will it strike the ground? So whenever you read a numerical, children, first thing is read it twice so that you understand what is given and what has to be found out, right? So when I read this question, I get that, see here, what has to be found out I could make out, with what velocity will it strike the ground, right? So I need to find out its final velocity v. Similarly, after what time will it strike the ground, means I need to find the value of time also. Then I should concentrate what is given in that. So given, let us say, a ball is gently dropped from a height. So when you are dropping a ball down, that initial velocity, what are you going to take? Initial velocity will be 0. It was initially at rest because you are dropping it from a height, so initial velocity will be 0. Children, whenever you are given that it starts from rest, then u is 0, or you are dropping a ball, u is 0. So in this case, initial velocity is 0. And what else is given? Height of 20 meter, means ball will be traveling a distance of 20 meter. So S value is 20 meter, correct? Then anything else is given? Yes. See what this figure is, 10 meter per second. 10 meter per second square is the acceleration with which it is reaching towards the ground, correct? So acceleration is given as 10 meter per second square. Next thing, when I know all these things, then I have to select any one equation, right? So I will select, so children, let us start. Suppose I want to use this first equation, v is equal to u plus at. This equation, v I do not know, t I do not know, right? So how can I use this equation to solve? In one linear equation means one variable only we can solve. So I go for the next equation, right? Similarly, suppose I say this equation, I take v square minus u square is equal to 2s, just I am trying. So if I write v square minus u square is equal to 2as. So simple one will be, I can use v square minus u square is equal to 2as. Now what is the final velocity? That we do not know. What is the initial velocity? It is 0. So final velocity we do not know, so I write it as v, right? Initial velocity is 0, so it will be 0 is equal to, next, 2 into, what is the acceleration given? Acceleration given is 10. Acceleration given is 10, and what is the distance traveled? It is 20, right? So it was v square, sorry, it is v square. So v square equals 2as, already I have written. So 2as, so this will become 2 2s are 4 and 2 zeros. So this will be 400. So what will be the value of v if you take square root of 400? So what it will be? V is equal to 20 meter per second. Means the final velocity will be 20 meter per second, right? Now, how can I solve see this thing I have found out. Now what about time? So I can use the equation of motion. Now I can use the first one. Why? Because v I know, u I know, acceleration I know, only the unknown thing is there, time, correct? So I can use this equation, v is equal to u plus at. V is equal to u plus at to solve it further. Now velocity we have just found out, it is 20. Initial velocity was 0. Acceleration is given to us, that is 10 meter per second square. And what is the value of t? That we have to find out, right? So this is t. So this will be 20 is equal to 10t, or t will be simply equal to 20 upon 10, or t is equal to 2 seconds. So time taken will be 2 seconds. Now let us solve one more numerical, right? It's a little different type. Let us see what it is. A ball is thrown vertically upwards with a velocity u. With a velocity u. Find the greatest height h. Find the greatest height h to which it will rise. To which it will rise. Children, no numbers are not given here, right? So we need to find the answer in the terms of this only, v, u, s, etc. right? So let us find out what is given. We have to find out what is given in that. Okay. So let us see that a ball is thrown vertically upward with velocity u. So what is the initial velocity given to you? So initial velocity is u. Correct? Now find the greatest height to which it will rise. So I need to find out the height, right? And what is the acceleration? Acceleration we will use when you are throwing a ball upwards. Then acceleration we can use as, acceleration value will be, we are using the value g. Okay, this is the value g, or this is only the acceleration a, right? Now which equation should I use? See, I do not require any time in that. Do I require anywhere time? So first two equation I do not require. So I will just use the third one. So that is, we know that v square minus u square is equal to 2as. Right? Now once again, just try to understand the question. You are throwing a ball upwards. Whenever you throw an object upwards, what will happen? Its speed, because the gravity is pulling down, its speed will go on decreasing, right? At the highest point, its velocity becomes 0. Its velocity becomes 0, and then it starts coming down because of the acceleration or the pull of the earth, right? So in this case, can you tell me what will be the final velocity? So final velocity in this motion, initially you have thrown it with the speed u, right? It moved up, it traveled a distance h, right? I traveled a distance s, or you can say height h. At this point, what is happening? Final velocity becomes 0, and acceleration, as it is moving up, acceleration will be g, right? Minus g. So that I will use. So velocity is, final velocity will be 0 and 2. Acceleration you can write it as g. And s is the height traveled. So what is the height traveled? It is h, if I can write. It is h, distance traveled is the height traveled, right? Or you can write h and this g, because you are moving against. It is, the body is, you know that negative acceleration. So velocity is decreasing. So value of g should be used, which should be negative in this case, correct? So this negative and this negative will go. So what is left with this? You have to find the height. So leave this height here and this h value here. Then this will become u square upon 2g. So height attained when you are throwing an object with an initial speed u will be given by u square upon 2g, where g is what? Acceleration due to gravity. So children, let us do one more numerical on the same concept, that is equations of motion. We will do equation of motion. The question is there, a car increases speeds from 20 km per hour to 50 km per hour in 10 seconds. What is its acceleration? Now look here, it's very simple, no? Initial speed is given as 20 km per hour. Now we have told you, you know that how to convert kilometer per hour into meter per second. We all know that conversion factor is 5 upon 18. You know that? How does it come? That you have to multiply, or you can just say how it has come, that is 20, or whatever number you have, right? Multiplied by 1000 upon 60 into 60. What it will be? You can cut it by 2. So this will become 2 and this is 9. So this will become 5 2s are 10 upon, not 10, this will be 10. So this will be 50 upon 9, right? And this will be meter per second. Similarly, what is the value of V? Final velocity changed to 50 km per hour. So 50 km per hour will be equal to 50 multiplied by 5 by 18 meter per second, right? So when you cancel by, you can take 2 only. So this is 9 and this will be 25. 25 5s are 125 upon 9 meter per second. Now we have converted into SI units, correct? Now we are going to use the equation. What we have to find? We need to find its acceleration. What is given? That a car increases speed from 20 to 50 in 10 seconds. Means I know the value of V, I know the value of U, I know the value of P, and I need to find the acceleration A. So I can easily use the equation of motion. V is equal to U plus AT, right? So acceleration will be V minus U upon T. That is V. What is V? 125 upon 9 minus what is 50 upon 9 whole divided by what is time. So time is 10 seconds. Time is 10 seconds. So this will be 125 minus 50, that is 75 upon 10 into 9, that is 10 into 9, that is 90, or we can just further calculate it as, so this is coming out to be 5 upon 6 meter per second square. Now children, let us solve the problems based on distance and displacement. You know very well what is distance and what is displacement. That distance is a scalar quantity, displacement is a vector quantity, right? Displacement is the shortest distance between any 2 points and distance is actual path moved, right? For example, if I say a particle moves around the board along the edges and completes one circle. So what its distance will be? Distance will be, you will have to find out the perimeter of this board. And what will be the displacement? Since initial and final position is 0, so displacement will be 0. So that is how we have taken two problems, simple problems, to give you the concept of distance and displacement, right? A body travels a distance of 15 meter. So a body is traveling a distance of 15 meter from A to B. So from point A to B, the body is traveling a distance of 15 meter, right? And then moves a distance of 20 meter at right angles to AB. Now already the body is at point B. Now it is moving at right angles. So right angles means this will be the line. So how much distance it has moved? It has moved a distance of 20 meter. So it has moved a distance of 20 meter. Now this is the final position. A is the initial position and C is the final position. So how can you calculate distance and displacement? Children, distance is the actual path moved, right? So what is the actual path moved? Actual path moved is 15 plus 20. So distance can be written as, distance is your 15 plus 20 meter, and that will be 35 meters, right? And what about displacement? So we know that displacement is actually the shortest distance between any two points. So shortest distance, when you are talking about a right angle, the shortest distance will be the hypotenuse, right? So how should I find AC? You know Pythagoras theorem, right? So distance AC can be written as AC is simply under root of A square means AB square plus B square means BC square. So that is 20 square, correct? So 15 square is 225 and 400, so that will give you under root of 4, 5, 6, 625 and 25 meter. So children, just remember, displacement will always be less than the distance, right? It cannot be greater. So here it is 25 meter and actual distance travel is 35 meter. Now look at one more problem. An object is moving in a circle of radius r. So an object is moving in a circle of radius r. So you can draw a circle of radius r. Right? Next, calculate the distance and displacement when it completes half circle. So when it is completing half circle means, suppose it starts from this point. I call this point as A. So when it moves half circle, then what is the circumference? It is moving around the circumference, correct? So when it has moved half circle, the distance travel will be from A to B, the distance will be along the circumference. So what is the circumference of a circle? It is 2 pi r and it is moving half of it. So what will be the distance travel? So distance traveled will be, 2 pi r is the circumference of a circle, but it has moved half the circle, so divided by 2. So distance moved will be simply pi r, right? And what about this thing? We are talking about displacement. So displacement, children, if this is radius r, so this is r means we are talking about the diameter. So what is the shortest distance between A and B? So it is the diameter, or we can simply say it is 2r. So displacement will be r plus r, shortest distance. Once again, whenever you are finding displacement, it should be the shortest distance. So shortest distance will be between, that is r plus r, and that is 2r, right? Now next, when it completes 3 full rounds. So suppose the particle is here and it is completing 3 rounds, 1, 2 and 3, 3 rounds. So how many times it is moving? So distance traveled in this second part, the distance traveled will be 3 times 2 pi r, and that will be equal to 6 pi r distance traveled, right? And what about the displacement? Now you know very well, when the initial and final positions are same, then how much distance you have traveled does not matter at all. And if you are taking 3 rounds, 10 rounds, 20 rounds, 100 rounds, the displacement would be 0. So in that case, displacement would be 0.